I'm going to show you how you could make up to $800,000 by just using $5 a day, which is $35 a week. And I'm going to do that in 40 years, right? It's not bad for $5, but then I'm also going to show you a way to do that where you're using $500 and you're making $1 million in just 1 year. Okay, so we got two methods. One is 40 years, one is 1 year. They're both pretty cool. One is a little bit more precise, but it's still not that risky. So let's go ahead and get started. I am pumped about today's video. I'm pumped about what we're going to learn. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and just get started here. What I want you to see here, this is my screen. So let's take a look. Today we're going to talk about my DCA. That's the dollar cost average, okay? And that's where we talk about the $5 a day. Okay, now, before we do that, I'm just going to share a story. Okay, and this is a real life story from me. I joined the Army in 1996. Okay, and back then, I had just learned about stock trading from my dad. And if you've read my book, you could go in there, you could learn that story. It was pretty cool because I was into computers and I was a computer nerd because my aunt worked at Intel and she'd bring home computer parts and she would teach us how to build these old computers. We had one of the first computers. It wasn't actually mine, it was my grandparents. So for my aunt and my grandparents, they were teaching me. It was an old green monochrome screen, a Compaq. It was like a portable one. It was so expensive. There's no way I could have got one or my family. But because of my aunt and my grandparents, I had an early intro to computers. Well, then what happened was that my dad was into stocks. And in the early 90s, when I was in high school, uh, he wanted to bring his stock trading online. And so he didn't know anything about computers, so he needed me to set it up for him. So I set up his stock trading platform, and in the process, I learned about how to trade stocks. And so I joined the Army in 96, and I'm like, what the heck? You know, I got visions of making tons of money. My dad was into stock trading, and my first strategy I ever did was DCA. I'm in Germany. I was in Bosnia and Kosovo. I was all over the place. And I just put all of my money into the stock market. Now, here's the crazy part about that is I literally only made $200 a week, right? 200 measly dollars a week. 200. That's like chump change, right? Well, by the time that I got out in 2000, that 200 had turned into over $30,000. So I'm a young 22-year-old kid with no responsibility. I'm not, and I was a man, obviously, but now that I look at it, I look at it myself being a kid. But I had no responsibility. I wasn't married, didn't have any kids, and I had 30 grand. Okay. And so just that whole story didn't end well, but that's a whole nother story. I had some good some good decisions like the stocks, but then others weren't so good. And we'll talk about that in my next book. But anyways, the point is I learned this concept. Okay. Now, just recently, I noticed this one YouTuber, and his name is Bob. And Bob Sharp, and I'll link to his channel, but Bob did $5 a day. And that's only $35 a week. And what I like about that is that $5 a day, anybody can do. You can do it, I can do it, and anybody can do it. Now, obviously, in some parts of the world, $5 is a lot more than others, but it's getting better. The global economy is improving, especially when people are doing online work. They're making more money. And so that's a good thing, right? When we look at the improvement of the global economy, yes, we might have a global recession and there's some other things, but the interconnectivity of the web is helping the entire planet. Now, Bob has been doing $5 a day, and now he's got 3,800, which way to go, Bob. Proud of you, man. Good job. But I just wanted to share with you guys the power of this because, and I'm not stealing the concept from Bob because I did it when I was a kid and I didn't invent it. Bob didn't invent it. It's been around. But I want to just show you, if you can do, let's go ahead and look at the chart. Okay, I built a chart for this. If you can take a look at this chart, okay, and let's see if I can zoom up on it a little bit. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, here's the chart. Now, what you're going to see here is $5 a day with a 10% gain every year. And you're going to see how it goes flat, 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 flat. But then this is the profit. This is the contributions. Okay, so you're going to notice, and then this is the total amount. You're going to notice the separation here, right? And then the contributions is nothing. And then this gets you all the way up to 800,000, and it starts to go parabolic. Okay, it goes parabolic. Okay, but the thing that's exciting about this is 10%, right? 10% gains, 10%. That's it. That's not a lot. I mean, it is and it isn't. Some of the best traders in the world, you get 10%. I'm going for 3% on my Forex trading, but 10%, that's a year. So that's not bad, okay? So that's where we're at with that, okay? But that's pretty awesome, right? 40 years, you start young, but some of you might not be so young like me, okay? But if you're young, do this now because you're going to learn your skills. Okay, so now what I want to talk about is a completely different concept. So I want to get your attention. Instead of doing it over 40 years, how could we take $500 and double it? Okay, how could we do that? And how could we take $500 and turn it into $1 million? And how could we do it in 1 year? Anyone? Is it possible? And I spelled million wrong. I'm a very good speller, but whatever. Okay, so here's how we do that. We try to double our account. Now, before I've got a chart for that as well, but I want to show you something, and that's my account, right? This is my account, and you're going to notice here that it's up 130%. Okay, that's not bad, 130. So I doubled it, right? Now, what you want to see is this is very similar. Bob was talking about 10% a year. Well, I did 130%. Okay, nothing special about me, but I just want you to say, if you are educated, if you're doing your research and you're making wise decisions, you don't have to get 10%. Now, obviously, in bad years, it's a lot harder, but you can see I was just kind of chugging along. But then this year got basically parabolic. Look at this. In August, it was 2,100. And then now we got a straight up line, okay? And I'm going to get into some details as to how this happened, but this is really powerful. And by the way, this is what's called M1, and it's a fractional. So if I put in $5 a day, it'll totally allow you to do this. And it creates these little baskets for you. And you pick the stocks and you put baskets, and so every time I put something in here, it does a little basket for me. And that basket, and it's not loading, so let's see if I can fix that. That basket here is very awesome because it will put a little bit of every stock that you decide. So I'm going to show you my basket. Okay, I'm going to show you my basket. And I just went from 130 to 135. The market must have just opened. Okay, so here's my basket. Okay, my basket has Coinbase, and let's just sort it by our best. So Coinbase is up 521, Apple 325, Microsoft 250, Roblox, Applied Materials, Tractor Supply, Walmart. Now I have three losers, Dollar General, Chewy, and Etsy. And we could go do some analysis on those if you guys are interested, but whatever. But the point is, this one here, Coinbase, is really what's been driving that, right? 521% ROI. It's been phenomenal. Okay. And so I'm going to take a look at the chart in a minute, but I want to get you this concept of how to double at least 10 times in 1 year and how it's possible with just $500. Okay. So here's how we do it. First of all, I'm going to go to the chart. This was the 40-year chart. Let's go up to the 5-year chart. Okay. Or the 1 year. This is 1 year. and it'll take you way up to possibly $1 million by doubling, right? So you take your 500 and you double it, then you got 1,000. Then you take that and double it 2,000. You can see how the chart works, right? And you get to 500,000 in 1 month, and then on the 12th month, the chart didn't finish, but on the 12th month, this is a little note. I have ChatGPT do these charts for you guys, but they didn't put the last month, and I just noticed it. All they got to do is take 500 up to 1 million, and it would work. But why not add the last month? ChatGPT is great, but they do make a lot of mistakes. Okay, but anyways, here's the chart, right? We want to go from 500 to 1,000, and we want this, and this is in 1 year, right? I'm trying to make 10 millionaires. This is a great way to do it, and it's a very low stress, right? This is low stress because there's no leverage. There's not a lot of trading involved, and it's just fun. Okay, so let's just go ahead now and show you how this account works. So we're going to go, and I'm going to look at the Coinbase. Okay, so Coinbase, you can see, is now pushing 183, and I've talked about this before. The best trade I made so far the year. It doubled. Okay, it went from 31 and it doubled here. So this is a very quick double, and this is a weekly chart. Okay, and to double every month is a little aggressive, but it's possible. We go from 30 up to 60. There's a double, right? There's a double. Okay, so now what we could do is we could put our $500 using M1 because it does fractional shares, and we could put all in on that trade. And if it doubles, we're up to $1,000. Okay, and now if we do it again, we want to do it again, 60. How it went up to 120. Now we doubled again. Now, obviously, this was not in a month, right? So to do it in a month is going to be a little bit more challenging, or in a year, right? And to get monthly charts. But I'm just giving you the concept. And if you don't do it in 1 year, maybe you do it in 3 years, right? This is the idea, though, is to find the stocks that are going to go up. And how do you know which ones they are? Well, we use my strategy. I'm going to show you the strategy later on. If you like what I'm doing here, give me some love in the comments. If I get a bunch of comments, I'm going to show you how I find these trades, which I'm going to be showing a little bit about that in a webinar as well. Maybe I'll put a link in that on January 1st. But anyways, you find this and you hear it doubled again at 120. And, it looks like it might even double again. And so I'm going to be holding this bad boy for a little while, at least until it slows, right? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take all of the profit, everything, which, I'm going to take it all. And this is part of my DCA strategy for 2024. And I'm going to roll it into something else. I'm going to find something that's right here inside of a box, and I'm going to find a breakout. Right? I'm going to wait for it, and I'm going to roll everything I have into it. That full Coinbase trade, right? If it ends up being $1,000, I go from 500 to 1,000, and Coinbase actually was 280. I actually invested 280, and I'm pushing like 600 right now. Actually, let me just go and see what it is. We'll go look. All right. Let's go look at that Coinbase if I can find it. Okay, so here's Coinbase. And we can actually see my stats here. My actual entry was $252. Okay, so I put in 252, and I'm at 700. So I've doubled at 500 and even more. Okay, but again, you can see the chart. Look at this. Now the thing about this, though, and I may have talked about, this is my DCA. I just kept adding as this was going down. Buy every week, $5 a day, boom, boom. And I wasn't doing it $5. I was kind of doing weekly. Boom, boom, buy. You get the idea. And then when it goes up, I'm up big. So that's another method. That's a DCA. But now I'm going to do DCA. We'll call this DCA on steroids. Once I finally break out, then I'm going to roll it into something else. So I found my big winner, and that's great. And now once I get it, I want to find another one. And that's obviously not that hard to do. I mean, it may sound crazy, but I can find stocks all over the place that double all the time. Let's go look at just some of my other holdings. Okay, what else did I own that doubled? Well, let's take a look and see if we can find anything. Let's see if Tesla doubled. Right? It's on the chart. Did Tesla double? Tesla was 100 and it went up to 260, and look at it go right now. And I love this because I'm holding calls on Tesla and I've got a spread on Tesla. So go Casey, go team Casey. And I am going to literally update you guys on almost everything that I do. It just takes a lot of work on my part. So that's why I want you guys to do the comments. Okay. So do you understand the concept here? We find things, we roll them in, and we double. And so that's how we can get accelerated growth. This year, I have doubled my account. Now, I didn't do the numbers on it, but if I double my M1 account every year, how long will that take me? Oh, it'll take me about 12 years to get to $1 million. But I'm wanting to do it even faster, right? I want to continue to find these doubles. And so if you guys see anything that you think will double, let me know in the comments. I'm going to be looking for it. But right now, I'm just riding Coinbase because it's hot. There's no reason for me to stop with that until I get something else. Okay. And so that's pretty much it for this concept. I'm going to include a link for the M1 account if you guys are interested in getting one of these. I think I can get you guys a bonus, but yeah, I mean, this is exponential growth. You can see it. It's powerful. That's what I want to see on everybody's account this year. Let me know what even if you want to see that, how to my entry these trades and all that, great, let me know. But also let me know if this video was good, if you learned anything, if you like the content. I'm always interested to learn about what you guys feel about content and what you need to see. And so I appreciate the community that we're developing here. All right. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.